Hello, Tao.
Hello, teacher.
Hello, how are you? How do you feel, Tao?
Very good. And you?
Very good, fantastic. So now let's get started with our today's class. Let's just get started with it. All right, so Tao, I would like to ask you the magic question of the day as usual. All right, what do you remember about our last class? What was our last class about?
It's about complaint and how to making a complaint and some sentence about this.
Complaint, that's right. Making a complaint and sentences related to all the.
Yeah.
That's correct. So then Tao, so we're gonna start the new lesson. Let me share my screen to you.
Okay.
And real quick to refresh a little bit of it. Let me just go down here, scroll down. Can you see my screen, by the way?
Yes, you can see it.
Okay. Give me just 1 second to look for it. Okay, everyday English making complaints. So in our last class, especially what we did was to talk about different complaints that people handle, especially dealing with customers. So I ask you, all right, I ask you to answer these questions, all right, to describe the pictures below and all that. So the scenario given in this context. So let's see here. So we also role play this conversation, and today we're gonna be working with this part of the lesson. I mean, this is writing a formal letter. I think in the last time in one of the previous lesson, we were talking about informal letter. All right, do you remember that, Tao? Writing an informal letter. It was before. I don't know if you remember that. And I also gave you a homework to write an informal letter. It was not now, it was before, around a month ago or a month and a half ago. I don't know if you remember that.
I think yes.
So now we'll be covering writing a formal letter. So let's see.
Okay.
Let me just open up this presentation. Lesson 5G. Okay, so look at this. I want you to pay attention to this. Okay, then I want you to read the letters, right? And after that, I'm gonna ask you some questions in regards of Oliver. I'm gonna ask you a question in regards of Oliver. So something I want you to look at is the structure of the letter. As you know, this is a formal letter. Actually, there will be some elements, all right, that you may come across in any type of formal letter. Let's see how you do it. If you don't mind, could you please read it?
Yes, okay. It's the
8 Cedar Avenue, Cambridge,
CM 137TY, 14th January.
Okay, 14th January.
2012.
2012. All right.
Customer Service Department.
Customer Service Department.
Customer Service Department. Talkback for London E197 PP.
Let me see. Oh, London E197 PP. Okay.
Sir or madam, I am writing to report a fault with the phone that I bought from shop in Cambridge on 20th December. It works fine when I make calls, but when we try to take photos, it does not work. The photos are all very dark, and you can you can't see any pupil in them. I am returning the phone to you with this letter. I would be grateful if you could repair the fault or send me a new phone. As you will understand, not having a phone is extremely annoying. So I would appreciate it if you could deal with this matter immediately. I look forward to hearing
Immediately. In this case,
immediately.
you can pronounce it this way. So I will appreciate it. I will appreciate it.
Appreciate.
I would appreciate it.
I would appreciate it if you could deal with this matter immediately. I look forward
Immediately. Immediately.
immediately. I look for
Immediately.
immediately.
That's right. Well done.
I look forward to hearing from you. Your faithfully, Oliver Brown.
Oliver Brown.
Oliver
That's right. Oliver Brown.
Brown.
Okay. So let's see. Okay. This is the first letter that belongs to Mr. Oliver Brown. So now let's continue with the next one.
To Clanfield Bradford BD 12 for FBA 3rd February 2012. K Black. Jewelry Online. Manchester M5MHG. Dear Mr. Black. I am writing to complain about the ring that I bought last week from your website. Jewelry Online. It is the first time I have bought jewelry from your company, and I must say, it has not been a positive experience. On your website, the picture clearly showed a gold ring with a red stone, but when it arrived, it was silver with a green stone. This is simply not acceptable. I am enclosing
Acceptable.
acceptable. I am enclosing the ring and a copy of the receipt for your reference. Could you please refund my money as soon as possible? I am not interested in exchanging the ring because I have already found that what I want on another website. I look forward to hearing you from yours.
To hearing from you. Okay, look at this. I'm gonna read it so you can make emphasis on some words that is sorry. I'm gonna make some emphasis in some words. I would like you to especially to learn the pronunciation of them. So let's see. Look at the way how I am going to read it. Okay, 2 Clanfield Road, Brantford, VD12 4FG, 3rd February 2012 or 2012. Keith Black. Jewelry Online, Manchester N55HJ. Dear Mr. Black, I am writing to complain about a ring that I bought last week from your website. Jewelry Online is the first time I have bought jewelry from your company. And I must say, it has not been a positive experience. On your website, the picture clearly showed a gold ring with a red stone. But when it arrived, it was silver with a green stone. This is simply not acceptable. I am enclosing the ring and a copy of the receipt for your reference. Could you please refund my money as soon as possible? I'm not interested in exchanging the ring because I have already found what I want on another website. I look forward to hearing from you. Yours sincerely, Tracy Swift. Tracy Swift. Okay.
Okay.
Um, did you identify all the words?
Yeah. I think
Fantastic.
okay.
Fantastic. So now I have a question for you, Tao. So
Yes.
why did Oliver Brown, and Tracy Swift write a talkback fonts and jewelry online?
Oliver Brown tried to talk back form because his phone had trouble about the taking picture. The photos are all very dark and you can't see any of people in them. And Tracy Swift tried to jewelry online because the store sold him the wrong product.
The wrong product, that's right. Actually, the person received, a wrong product. And what happens after that, Tao?
Here is requires the store refund his money as soon as possible.
Okay, he requested his money to be refunded, all
Yes,
right, as soon as possible.
right.
He complained, still we can see more complaints, all right? Not only in the last unit, but also in this one, more complaints, all right?
Yes.
Which means that the complaints are coming to this unit as well. All right, so now let's continue, Tao. Let's go ahead with the next exercise. So this is the second character. Her name is Tracy Swift. Have you ever heard about Taylor Swift or Taylor Swift?
Yes.
Yeah, she's a popular, okay, she's a
Right.
popular singer from here.
Right. Yes.
So now I have a set of questions for you. First, look at the first letter, all right, and only answer questions 1 to 6, all right? Then we're going to answer the other ones. Okay, so the first question is, why did the writer buy? I mean, what? What did the writer buy?
In the first email, he's by a phone, and the second is hit by a ring, a gold ring.
Okay, that's right. The first one was a phone and the other one a gold ring. Okay, number
Yes.
2. Let's say number 2. Where did he or she buy it?
In the first, he's by in the talkback phones, and the second she's by in the gallery online.
Okay, and number 3. When did he when did he or she buy it?
In the first, he's by four on the 28th December, and the second he is by I think no, I think I don't know what when she buy in the second.
The second, look at there. Actually, the second, if you're talking about the second letter, actually he states Mr. Black, all right. He states that he actually he wants, give me a second. Okay, so let's continue. So the thing is that he stated, all right, he stated that he did not want, all right, he did not want to have the money, all right. Actually, he was intended, he didn't want to buy, he didn't want another article, he didn't want to have another item. What he wanted was the money back, and he stated that he got, all right, his item, his stuff from another website.
Okay.
Then let's see next one. What is the what's the problem with it?
In the first, the problem is the fur is the notebook when he's trying to take photos. And in the second, the other, the star is show him a wrong product. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Number 5. Does he or she send it back?
Yes. In number one, for number 1 and 2, he and she are all sent it back.
Yeah. And what is the case in number 5? I mean, in the number 2 with Mr. Keith Black?
As yes, she's sent it back.
All right, that's correct. So, and what? Okay, now let's go ahead with the number 6. What does he or she want the company to do?
He want us to be grateful, and if the store could repair the file or send him a new phone. And number 2, she want to the store refund her money as soon as possible.
As soon as possible. He
Yes.
said, well, whenever I listen to the expression tao, like I want my money as soon as possible. Well, it makes me remember, it makes me go back in my past. One of my first job was to be a customer service rep. All right. So
Okay.
one of my first job was to be a customer service rep. I was young. I can tell you I was around 20 years old. And anytime the customers were complaining, they used to say, I want my money back. And I remember when we are reading this letter, when you are reading this letter to me, and I'm kind of like, I'm having this headset right here and I'm teaching, and I'm kind of like remembering those old times of my, of my 20s. All right. I'm not too old. I'm not too old. All right.
Yeah.
But I remember that. So that's nice. This is a very good lesson to me. And
Yes.
I hope it is for you, because later you are going to use your English in this type of context in which you will have to call to somebody, or maybe later in the future you will remember this class
Okay.
because you will need to talk to somebody
Yes.
about a service. So let's continue. Okay, let's continue with the next exercise now.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, number 4, writing a writing a strategy. So I always love the writing strategies because there are a lot of things and suggestions, especially recommendations that we can use to improve by the time we are trying to analyze or write a letter or any kind of written test. So look at there, we are going to do the following. First, we're going to read the writing strategy, and we continue with the exercise. So let's see. So writing a strategy, a formal letter. Okay, let's see what's happening here. Number 1. What is the number 1? After writing your address,
yes,
what's happened after that?
add the date in full.
In full, that is correct. After writing your address, add the date in full, meaning not abbreviation, right? The full
Yes,
date. Or it's not gonna be like, oh, okay. Let's say, for example, September 4th. No, 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 no. The whole date. For the ones who like to abbreviate things, all right?
yes, okay.
So number two. What is number two? Let's see.
Is if you do not know the name of the recipient, start with dear sir or madam and finish with the expression yours faithfully.
Okay, so here I'm gonna make an extra emphasis. All right, let me make an extra emphasis right here.
Yes,
If you do not know the name of the recipient, which means the person that is going to receive the letter, all right, it start with dear sir or madam. Obviously, you know this is a formal salutation, all right, to your audience. In this case, your audience is unknown. You don't even know who the person is. You don't even know, you don't have any idea of the person, all right? So dear
yes,
sir or madam, all right? So the one who is going to receive, all right, your letter will see this formality. Another thing is, then when you finish with the expressions yours faithfully. But let me tell you something, even here in the writing strategy, you have yours faithfully, but you may have different other phrases that you can use in a formal letter. So one of this is gonna be yours sincerely. You have yours faithfully. You may have also best regards, but best regards is a little bit more used in emails, you know?
okay,
But look at what I'm gonna uh, write this right here. I want you to, I'm gonna assign you some exercises, some homeworks, all right? First is to find different types of final salutation in a letter. So this is what we call right here. I don't know if you can see this. Can you see the arrow, the cursor?
yes,
This part right here is well known in English as final salutations. All right, the final salutations, they are used to dismiss, all right, a letter or any kind of written communication, maybe a memo, maybe a letter, maybe an email, all right? So in order for
okay,
it to be formal, then the final salutation must be appealing and must be with the formal phrases. So then I'm gonna give you just this part as a homework. At the end of the class, I'm gonna tell you what to do, all right?
okay,
So then do you understand this part well? Number two, Tao?
yes, okay,
Amazing. So number three, if you know, all right, the recipient's name, start the letter with the expression dear, Mr., Mrs., or the person you're trying to talk to mention, right? The one you are gonna be interacting with through the letter, of course, and finish with the expressions yours sincerely. Okay, so there you have another case. So another thing is that yours sincerely is more specific when you know the name of a person. Okay,
yes,
so look at here the comparison. I'm gonna specify right here. So you have here customer service department. All right, your faithfully. But is the customer service department the name of a physical person?
yes, okay,
It is not. Because of this, just take into account that is gonna be yours faithfully. In the other case, because you already know, example number three, okay, you may use yours sincerely because you're gonna be targeting to your audience, in this case, the person you are referring, Who is the subject in this letter? Mr. Black.
Okay.
Keith
And
Black. However, in the other case, in the first case, all right,
here,
dear sir or madam. So here you have dear Mr. Black.
okay, I know it.
Okay, so now let's continue with number 4. What is number 4?
Or is write your full name.
Write your full name. That is correct. And number 5?
Or is used expressions common for formal letters.
That is correct. So common expressions. So make it easy. Formal, obviously, trying to make it easy does not means to make it, like take it like chill, all right, like chilling. It's just like you're gonna use like the best phrases or the best ideas, all right, in order to convey a good message in your letter, all right.
Okay.
So number 6.
Or is do not use short form.
Do not use short forms. I have a question for you. And let me ask you something. When we use short form in a letter, is
Yes.
that corresponding to a formal letter or an informal letter? What do you think?
I don't know.
Any idea?
I think I don't have any idea for it.
Okay, so let me just explain to you. Let me just re-explain this to you. So when we use short forms, we are talking about contractions, oral speak reductions, contractions. For example, imagine you are going to write a letter to the academic coordination of IG-187. As you know, IG-187 is a company, all right? And then imagine you're going to say, dear, let's say academic team of IG-187. So you're not going to write in the document. I'm going to tell you something. You're going to write, the intention of this communication is to let you know, it's kind of like you're going to use the proper speech, all right, in order for you to have this written interaction with them.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. Oh, well, sorry. I forgot the exercise. Okay, so now look at there. We're going to circle the examples of the rule number 1 and 4 in the letter. Let's see.
Okay.
So what you're gonna do pretty much is to match the rule with this. We're gonna circle it, all right?
Yes. Okay.
Okay, which one is gonna be letter A? Which rule do you think applies to letter A in the first letter? I mean, which rule do you think applies for the test letter, the paragraph A, all right,
Yes.
in the first letter?
I think first is the full date is 14th January 2012. 3 years.
That's right. And the next one?
Our next one is 3rd February and 2012.
Okay, you do it very good. And what about the other one?
Year is dear sir or madam, and number 2 is your faithfully.
Okay, fantastic. Well, I think you handle this part. It's easy. This one is easy to handle. I think it's not gonna be a big deal. And I see you mastered that part. So let's continue. Oh my God, that'll be a homework. That'll be a homework, all right? So the
Yes.
idea is to translate this into Vietnamese language. Let me see something.
Oh,
Okay, give me 1 second. Okay, the idea is to translate this into Vietnamese language. So
okay.
how do you say that in Vietnamese style?
Yeah.
I am writing. How do you say that in Vietnamese language? I am writing to you.
It's, tôi đang viết thư cho.
Well, it's gonna be a little bit difficult for me to practice it. Say it again one more time.
Tôi đang viết thư cho.
One more time.
Tôi đang viết thư cho.
Well, I think we are changing our roles.
Yes, right.
Now you're my teacher. Okay, so that'll be your homework, right? So you're gonna translate this and then you send me the picture. I think I have some exercises for you.
Yes. Okay.
Let's continue. So imagine you have both something faulty. All right. I want you to
Yes.
write a formal letter of complaint. All right. That'll be a homework to the shop
Okay.
or website. So you're going to follow the rules from, rules 2 to 6 in exercise 4 in this writing plan. Look at there, something very important. I think that's not going to be too difficult because I think you have seen this before, maybe in your native language, Vietnamese, or the last time when I taught you, all right, how to make an informal letter. It doesn't matter if the letter is formal or informal, they are going to have these elements, all right? A letter has to have an introduction, a letter has to have the body, and a letter has to have a conclusion, all right? In order for you to wrap up and close, all right, the writing structure or the information you're trying to, all right, to transmit. So let's see.
Okay.
Then that's pretty much what you're gonna do in the letter. Something I'm going to assign you to do before we continue with the next part. I will need to explain you something because in this unit we have more things to do compared to the other ones, of course. So I'm afraid that you will need to deal with all the exercises because
Yes.
these units has more practice. It's maybe this unit is shorter, but it has more practice. And I'm gonna explain you what to do. First, you will complete the exercise number 1. All right. As you already saw how we did it. This is the first thing we are going to do here. Also, you're gonna answer the questions in the exercise number 2. You will complete the question or the questions rather. Okay, then afterwards, give me a second. Well, obviously this exercise, you know what to do. This case, number 5, you are going to translate, all right, into your native language. So that is especially for you to increase your vocabulary more than anything else. All right, for you to increase your vocabulary. But still, you can send me the homework, this part, this exercise, so I can correct it. Maybe you may say, but teacher Alexis, do you know Vietnamese? Maybe I don't know Vietnamese, but Sam, I can check if you did it. And obviously I can also use Google Translate. Why not?
Yes, right.
And check if this is what you wrote, all right? Because actually those are or maybe check with one of my colleagues, all right?
Yes.
Also my colleagues from Vietnam, the other teachers or maybe Shem or anyone in the staff. So then exercise number 6. Yeah, this one is very important to me. Here we are having a project. Here I'm gonna make an extra emphasis. This one is very important. All right. So imagine you have both something folded, all right? You're gonna write a letter as you did before. This one is going to be based on 120 to 150 words. Then I send similar to the way you saw before in the last, all right, the last letter. So you're gonna have your introduction. Remember, it's a formal letter. Then follow the rules in the exercise, the rules of exercise number 4, your introduction. You already know how we did it before, or the way how we read the letter that has a nice introduction. The main body, remember in the introduction, you are going to say what the item is and the word and when you bought it. Main body or body of the letter, you are going to explain in detail what the problem is. You're going to write what's going on. Well, I bought a cell phone at your store and I see that it got damaged. It was faulty. I have not been able to make phone calls. Everybody was trying to get it to reach me, but I was not able to. And that's why I want to change this one. That's just an example, all right?
Okay.
Then the conclusion, then you're gonna tell the company you are returning the item and ask them to repair it, to exchange it or refund your money, all right, or your money. That is especially what you're gonna do. So Tao, do you understand? Do you clearly understand the homework or the exercises?
Yes.
Fantastic. So now, okay, I want you to tell me 3 first, what did we learn today in this class?
Today we learned about how to make the email complaint and the from when to use in the email when we making a complaint.
That is correct, like making complaints and all that. And especially, let me ask you something. Now I have another question for you. Can you tell me the 3 most important things we covered during the whole lesson?
Is the first is a from in right? It's a layout
Okay.
of
Yeah,
email.
especially the layout of the cover, right? The layout of the letters. Number 1.
Yeah.
Okay. The second thing, what is it?
The second is think I
That's gonna be on your opinion.
I think it's
Let's just go back.
yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna resume for you. The first most important thing is to see the layout of the letter. The second thing we covered that was very important was the writing strategy. Some rules are right in order for us to write a good letter, a formal letter. And finally, the most important part after that, the third one, was to explain what to do with a letter. All right.
Okay.
So Tao, so do you understand all that clearly? Any doubts? Any questions?
No.
Fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
fantastic. So then I hope you do a great job. So remember to send it through Salo and see you next week. So hope you have a fantastic rest of the day.
Yes, you too. See you next week.
Have a nice rest of the weekend.
Yes,
See you.
thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.